Okay, so how do I start this? What's up, guys? So I want to talk about something today, and this isn't specifically car related, so I hope you guys will forgive me. This might not be the most entertaining video, but I'll try to keep it kind of short. But YouTube is all about being real nowadays. Not really, but it seems to be an up and coming thing. But the thing is, I think that's a good thing. I think that there's not a lot of reality in any kind of entertainment anymore, especially not in Hollywood. And YouTube might be one of the last places that you can really watch things that are real, that are actual people. And I saw something today and I wanted to talk about it a little bit, so I just decided I would. So this is an impromptu, unscripted, spur of the moment kind of a video I just wanted to put out to just talk about something I haven't talked about yet. When all these small channels got demonetized, everyone made that monetization video, and I didn't. I chose not to say anything about it because I didn't feel like I had much to say on it that was worth anything at the time. But I do have something that I want to bring up about that now. And that is why I'm still here. I had to decide at some point why I was doing YouTube, because anything you do, I think you have to understand why you're doing it. There has to be a purpose. You just don't blindly wander along doing things without some sort of motivation. And YouTube is no different. But a lot of people seem to really get discouraged, and even I did at first myself when YouTube started demonetizing people, because I understand that they felt like YouTube was not being supportive or was in some way making the gesture that they didn't want them to be here, which I don't think is what YouTube is doing. But the other thing I hear about a lot is about the money. I personally have never made a single cent off of YouTube. Since I started, which hasn't been that long ago, I understand, but I have never made any money. Even when my channel was monetized, I never made enough to break the first $50 gap where they sent me a check. So I don't even know why I got discouraged when YouTube did that. I guess it just seemed like it was a lot further away. And especially trying to do car content, you want to do entertaining things. You want to do things that people want to see, and that costs money most of the time. I mean, I can sit here and talk to you and try to be entertaining as I can be, which is not probably going to be that interesting. But for me to be able to buy parts, to do modifications, to work on cars, etc., that costs money. I, like everyone else, was hoping to get some help from YouTube in that department, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen, and that's fine. It is what it is. But there's another aspect of YouTube that I think gets forgotten a lot of the time, that I haven't seen a lot of, at least the people that I watch, talk about. So I wanted to take a minute and discuss that, and that is community. Because way back in the old days, when I very first even discovered YouTube, it didn't seem so much like it was about channels and entertainment and people having ongoing series, so much as it was just like a bunch of people who were there, and you could watch them, and they would talk to you, and they would talk to other creators, and it was a lot more of a community type of a thing. And that aspect, I think, is still there, but I think it gets overlooked a lot because there are so many big channels, and because those big channels are so popular that it's hard for them to connect with and converse with their audiences on a day-to-day basis, which I understand. If you have 10 million people watching you and they all want to talk to you, there's obviously no time for you to talk to 10 million people a day. So I get that, and I don't have a single problem with the large creators that are like that. But I think that, at least for me, focusing on that and thinking about that aspect of YouTube has made a lot more sense to me. I understand more why I'm doing this, because since I started doing YouTube regularly, I've met several other creators that I've benefited from just getting to know. And people like Ariel over on the Most Ariel on his channel, HyperX Projects, I talk back and forth to him on YouTube all the time. And there are other creators too, Neil Bullock. There's several others that I watch on a regular basis now, and that I may follow or talk to on Facebook sometimes. There are plenty of viewers. There's Robert over at WBody Tech that I didn't know before I started YouTube, that I've had several conversations with now and I interact with on a regular basis. So from a community standpoint, YouTube's still just as valuable as it's ever been, even with the changes. The problem, I think, is that everyone expects it to be this money-making career kind of a thing. And I'm not saying that I am going to come at my channel from a hobbyist perspective in that I'm not going to put any effort into my channel. I am. I enjoy making videos, and I try to make videos that are entertaining. I think if you're going to take a few minutes out of your day to look at what I'm doing, I am going to try to at least make it worth your time, or at least as best I can make it worth your time. So I don't mean that from that perspective you shouldn't try, but at the same time, if I'm here to make money, then I'm here to follow trends and to find what's hot and now, and to try to stay relevant. And staying relevant, I can tell you from my days in music, is an exhausting process. I mean, it's not a lifestyle to live if you can avoid it, because trends and what people care about change so much that you're just constantly having to try to stay on top of it. It's a full-time job. It's tiring, and it's like, if that's what you're trying to do, then I definitely understand being frustrated if you're putting that level of effort in on the daily and you're not seeing any kind of a monetary reward. But the other side to that is just don't. Just have a YouTube channel, which you're still allowed to do for free, and just be part of the community and make content and hope people like it. And if people do, and they subscribe and they hang around, like, people who subscribe to me are not my fans. I don't understand the concept of fans, because it implies this leader or better than you kind of a role for the person that has fans. And that's never going to be me. So I'm never going to call anyone a fan. But I think that my subscribers and the people who do watch my videos on a regular basis, I consider them like friends or acquaintances at least. I mean, these are just people that I can interact with. This is a social network that supersedes what I can produce in daily life. I mean, I now know people that I talk to on a regular basis from parts of the country I've never been to, that I couldn't go to. I couldn't meet these people and interact with them any other way. So, I mean, I don't know how that's not a benefit. I understand that the monetary side is a benefit, and that's great. And if you can make money, awesome. And if you can be wealthy and have loads of fans, I would not hold that against you. And I certainly would love to be that too. But it's unrealistic for most people, and it's a lot more work than a lot of people think it is. And I don't know that it's necessarily worth what it takes to get there to some people. So I don't know. Just my thing is just not going to be that. It just can't be that. And I'm okay with it not being that. These are just the people that I meet. And these are my cars. And this is what I do. And if you want to see what I do, then that's it. And it's good, and I'm happy with that. So I'm sorry for making this thoroughly unentertaining video, but hey, this is it. This is me, and this is real, so it is what it is. But I appreciate it. If you watched it and made it to this part in the video, then that's awesome. Thank you for paying attention to what I had to say. And because of this not being that style of video, I will put an extra one up this week. I'm still going to give you 2 regular style videos. I just wanted to say this, and I thought it needed to be said. And that's it. So I appreciate you guys paying attention, and I will see you later.